Okay, I'm going to show you, hopefully, how to make the picture that you gave an example of. That's basically just what's called a montage. And what you're going to basically do, what you're going to do is, I'm going to try not to say the word basically a lot. What you're going to do is to make a photo sandwich. Now I've picked out two photos. This guy, obviously a 3D model, and picture the clouds. The first thing you want to do with your photos is to make sure that they are the same resolution and close to the same size. So I'm going to click on this guy first, then come up here to Image, Resize, Image Size. I can see he's quite large, 22 by 16 inches and only 72 pixels per inch resolution. With Resample Image unchecked, I'm going to change the resolution to 300. That brings the size down to 5.3 by 4. Click OK. Now I'm going to check out the size of my cloud picture. Image, resize, image size. Once again, this is fairly big with a resolution of 72. I'm going to change that to 300. And you can see, even at 300 pixels per inch, it's still bigger than my man, 10 by 8. Now I could leave it that way, but there's a real simple way to change that. I'm going to click on the crop tool. I'm going to go down here to no restriction, and in the width, well, I'm going to see if I can remember what my man was, which I don't. Resize, image size. Okay, 5.3 by 4. So I'm going to click on the crop tool. I got that. Width is 5.3 space IN. Height is 4 space IN. I'm going to press enter. We don't have to put the resolution in there because we've already changed it to 300. And we're just going to, okay, I need to make this guy a little bit bigger here till we can see the whole picture. I'm just going to draw a cropping frame around as much as the picture as I can get it, and then crop it. And now recheck the size, image, resize, image size, and that's 5.3 by 4. Notice how the resolution changed and went way up, but that's okay. Now I'm going to click on the Move tool. I'm going to see if this works. I'm working in Photoshop Elements 9, and I've done most of my work in Elements in versions 1, 2, 4, and 6. I especially love version 6. So, there we go. I'm going to move the clouds over there. I'm going to reduce the clouds. And you can see over here in the layer palette now, the man is the background. And now the clouds have become layer 1. And view, I'm going to fit it on the screen. And you can still see it's pretty small, but okay. Whoops. Okie dokie. And this is actually my clouds. And I can make them, sometimes Elements does not, there we go. Oh, right. You have to manipulate things every once in a while a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, now, what you need to do is click on the paintbrush tool, excuse me, before we do that, go up here to Layer, Layer Mask, Reveal All. That puts this white mask next to the clouds because we're going to erase some of the clouds. Kind of erase. We can redo if we want to. You want this mask to be active. And when it's active, it has this little black, very thin line around the inside of it. If we make the picture active instead, the little black line goes away. We want that active. So click on that layer mask. Come over here and click on the paintbrush. And then we want the default brushes because we want a brush with a fuzzy edge. Okay? And now, what we're going to do is paint on the mask. And when we paint on the mask, we're actually going to make some of the clouds disappear and let the man shine through. If we paint with black, right, it erases all of it. Okay? I'm pretty close to all of it there. Oh, my opacity is lower, excuse me. So we may not want that. So let's undo it. We want it to be kind of subtle. So we're going to paint with a shade of gray. And we can turn down the opacity a little bit, and we can make that even lighter. And I want my brush to be bigger. Okay, not quite that big. Okay, there we go. And he still kind of comes through too much. I don't want him that much. So let's go down. You're going to have to try. Let's pick a lighter shade of gray. There we go. And we can kind of make our man show through a little bit. Still showing through quite a bit. And we can pick an even lighter shade of gray if we want to. And leave most of our clouds. There you go. Now, the other thing we can do is, let's say, oh, I don't want that part of his forehead to show. What do? Change to white. See what happens to our mask when we paint on it? Wherever we've painted the gray color, the picture underneath is shown through. But the mask is white, so if we paint over part of it with white, look, we can make the clouds show through again. That's why masks are so really good, because if you make a mistake painting out in the black, you just paint it with white and the mistake is gone. The other thing you can do is change the mode to something like overlay. And that blends the two of them together. Whoops, I still have white on there. That blends the two of them together, and so you get more clouds to shine through there. And I don't particularly want to put it back up to normal. I want part of my guy to still show through. That's too light. But anyway, that's how that picture you gave a link to is made. You might want to emphasize the eye. I don't particularly like the fact it got dark here by the clouds. So I might bring the white just to those clouds back a little bit. Okay. There we go. And so basically that's how you do it. And you end up with layers that look like this. The bottom layer, which in your link would have been the girl. The top layer, which would have been, is just, basically it was just a picture of paint, strokes, really heavy strokes of paint, of thick paint. So you could see the ridges in the paint. And they just made a little picture sandwich like this. They put a mask on it. And then they used the brush in different configurations to make the picture underneath show through, still leaving a little bit of the picture on top, in the case of your link, the paint's behind. So I hope this helps.